So for dinner tonight, I wanted something fast and I wanted chicken. So I found a recipe that will work for me. I found it looking through Half-Baked Harvest. Super. Supper is 2 peas, right? Super simple. Super simple. The walnut crusted chicken with honey and brie. Look at how delicious. This looks delicious, and I'm very excited about the brie element. I do enjoy the cheese. All of her recipes are so delicious looking and simple and kind of good for you. So what can it hurt? It can't. I'm ready to go. I want to get this ready and in the oven. I am starving. It's preheating to 375 Fahrenheit. Let's go. My chicken. I have had it soaking in some buttermilk for maybe like a half an hour. I put some salt and pepper in here, and I just kind of chopped these chicken breasts up into little tender pieces so that they cook a little faster and evenly. And these have just been chilling, getting tender and cute. Separate bowl, I have got my walnuts chopped up here. They probably should have been a little more finely chopped. I should have used a food processor, but whatever, it's fine. Into the walnuts, I'm gonna put a little bit of flour. The recipe calls for whole wheat flour, but I don't have it, so this is just plain white flour, and a little bit of cayenne pepper, some fresh thyme that I have also chopped up pretty finely, salt, and some fresh pepper. I've got some thyme reserved for garnishing after this comes out of the oven, but just to be aware. That is all that is going in my dredge, so I'm just going to toss this together. Ooh, it smells really good. The thyme you smell instantly, and it is so delicious. You could also do this with pecans. I bet that would be delicious. A little sweeter, but I'm a walnut girl. Now we can assemble. I've got my chicken, my walnuts, oven's ready, and I've got a prepared sheet tray here with just a little bit of olive oil, and here we go. Chicken, walnut. I have a wet and a dry hand. I'm gonna try to keep it that way and just really get that walnut dust in there, pack it on. And then just goes right onto my sheet tray. Continue on with the rest of your little chickens. And also, now I just don't care. I have contaminated my dry hand. It's a free-for-all. Yeah, these walnuts should have definitely been blitzed up a little more, but it's fine. Everything's fine. It'll still taste good. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but these are raw walnuts. They'll toast up nice in the oven. Before these get into the oven, I'm just going to top them off with just a little more olive oil, just to help with the browning and the toasting. These are going into my preheated oven for 15-20 minutes, or until internal temperature is 165 Fahrenheit. While my chicken is chickening, I'm gonna put together the little honey sauce. When the chicken is closer to being done, I'm gonna toss this on top of the stove, cook it for just a couple minutes so that the honey is nice and pourable and in a nice liquid form. First goes my Dijon mustard, and then the honey. Gonna put a little salt in here just to balance it out a bit. Mix this up, and that's it. Put you aside for later. Got my little chicken nuggets out of the oven. They are almost done. Still have one more thing to do, and that is where the brie comes in. If you are not a brie fan, you should really try this. I am not a brie person when it is raw, but when it's cooked, it is beyond delicious. It's so melty and creamy and kind of funky. You can also do this with camembert. It's a similar cheese. This is a thick piece of brie. Goodness. For the purposes of this dish and to keep the aesthetics kind of there, I'm going to leave the rind on. You can eat it. Don't be alarmed. I usually do not, but I want this to look cute like her picture. So this is what we're doing. I'm gonna cut this up into little wedges. Ooh, look at how good that looks. So creamy. They don't have to be huge, just these little baby bite-sized pieces. I'm just gonna lay the piece right on top there. This will melt beautifully because I'm gonna pop this back in the oven for like 3 to 5 minutes or so. And in that time, I'm going to put my honey mixture on the stove to get that nice and hot and runny. Oh, would you look at that? Dang, I'm good. Don't you worry, I'll save you for later. My little Brie. Make sure you close it up tight because this thing can really stink up your fridge. And not in the best way. You're looking good, kid. This smells so good. We've had some casualties over here, but I'll just slide it right back on. This melted Brie is giving me life right now. It looks so pretty with the rind still on. I threw it on broil just for like a minute or so, just to kind of get it a little more melty and maybe a little more brown. But this is perfection. And a beautiful dish deserves a beautiful plating. So let's plate it up. I'm gonna take some of my honey mixture and just kind of go crazy. Get one of my thyme stems going. Once this chicken hits this fresh thyme, oh, it's gonna smell like heaven. Okay, let's see how delicate we can be. Oh yes, drizzle a little bit more of the honey on top. Thyme sprigs. And of course, a little bit of flaky salt. Look at this dish. Let me get you a better look. And I mean, we're looking pretty close. These ones are a little more covered because I made the mistake. Get out of here, remote. Cannot wait to try this. Ideally, you want to serve this like pretty fresh and hot because the cheese is perfect when it's like that. There's so many flavors going on. It's salty, it's funky from that cheese, it's creamy, it's crunchy, it's sweet, and that little baby hint of cayenne. Ooh, I feel it. Savory. To go along with the brie and the honey, I bet some sort of fruit jam would be good on this too. This was so easy too, and didn't take long at all. Perfect for a weeknight for sure. You gotta try it. Enjoy.